I'm going to be showing you my favorite containers that I love to use when it comes to meal prepping. So containers I love to use for, you know, dinner and snacks and lunches, things like that. These are just my favorite ones. They're the only ones I use, and I'm going to show you which containers I like using them for what. I know this sounds like a weird and random video, but I know when I started my TIU journey, I wish that I had somebody, or even just like my fitness health journey in general, I wish that there was somebody who could be like, yo, don't waste your money on those containers. If you're looking for containers when it comes to meal prepping and packing your lunch and things like that, these are the containers that I recommend. So let's get started. So I have two cupboards that I keep my containers in. The one that I'm going to show you over here, my white cupboard, that's where I keep my bigger containers. And I was gonna say, I'm like, this is where I keep my bigger containers, but really, they're just, I didn't have space for them in this cupboard, so realistically, they went in here. I do have other bigger containers in here. That's why I'm like, wait, that makes no sense, because I do have containers in here, but I do have some other, my bigger, like, dinner leftover, I guess you could say, yeah, I guess you could say my leftover containers that I like to put leftovers in are in here, and they're also plastic. My glass ones are in here, but I usually don't put leftovers in those ones. I use those when it comes to meal prepping. So now that I've explained that, now let's get started. So I'm gonna start with this cupboard, and this is where I keep a variety of things. I have bowls, measuring cups, I have smaller appliances, and then on the top shelf I have vases, meal prepping containers, and meal prepping containers on the second last shelf. And then on the bottom, that's where you see my cutting boards and my water bottles and coffee mugs, like travel mugs and things like that. So up here, this is where I keep my glass containers, and I like to use these for meal prepping my dinner. So if I need to maybe prep some veggies or things like that for the week, I will put them in these containers. I like that they're clear so I know exactly what's in them. And I love the look of glass containers when it comes to meal prepping. I don't know why, I just do. And I don't know about the other containers. The other containers came from Sears. I actually had them on my bridal registry. But these ones I bought myself. And these are from the brand Rubbermaid. And I believe you can't put the top in. No, it's not. It tells you that it's not oven safe, but you can put the bottom in the oven. And if you're making something, you can just make it in this, and then, you know, obviously later in the night, you can just put this lid on and throw it in your fridge for as I say, storage, but until you're ready to eat it. I think that's it. Yeah, you just can't put the lid in. But yeah, I really like these metal ones, and they came in a pack of 4. So I have this size, a smaller size, and then if you can see, oh my goodness, how am I gonna do this? If you see, and then I have these 2 sizes as well, and I'm gonna try and link everything down below. I can't remember the prices for everything, but I believe these 4 were like $24 or something like that. They weren't very expensive. And then these are the 2 other containers that I like to use when it comes to meal prepping dinner. And these ones I like to put like sauces in, or, you know, maybe salt and pepper, minced garlic, things like that. Things that don't really need a big container, because I'd hate to put minced garlic in a container like this if I'm only gonna be needing like this much in it. So I will put things like that in these containers. And this one is from the brand Anchor. I don't know, this one doesn't have like a logo or anything on it, but you can find any of these containers anywhere. Like I said, these ones came from Sears. I'm sure Walmart sells them, Target, places like that. But like I said, I will link some of them down below if I can find them, or just like any of these kind of style containers in general. Alrighty, so in this spot, this is where I keep my containers in general that I use for our lunches. These ones are great for sandwiches. I personally don't like these. These ones break very easily. I got these at the dollar store. But this one's from the brand Ziploc. However, I do find that these ones are a little bit on the bigger side compared to these ones. These ones fit so nicely in the average lunch pail. These ones are a little bit on the bigger side, so just be mindful of that. And then these ones I really like. These are like the perfect size. They're not too big, they're sturdy, they're durable. They're great for like if you're packing a sandwich. And these ones are from the brand Sistema Plastics, if I'm saying that right. And it's dishwasher proof and microwavable. And yeah, I love the cute colors they come in. I think they're very stylish. And they just have a lid with these snaps like this on the side. And yeah, I really like them. I got blue for my husband and then purple for me. These ones, so I went a little crazy when I saw these at my local grocery store. And so I bought every single one they had. And I'm kind of regretting this because honestly I don't even use these. I think these are great if you're like going on a picnic or maybe you bring lunches to work. But this one is just too big for my husband's lunch. It takes up a lot of room in his lunch pail. And so I just don't find myself using them that much. And he doesn't take sandwiches in his lunch anyways, so it was kind of pointless. But it is pretty cool that they have like a spot for your sandwich, or maybe you've got vegetables and you could do hummus in one or things like that. They do have these little pockets that come off. They just, mind you, these are not leak proof, so if you put a liquid in them, they will get over onto the other side if you are wondering that. So that is this container. And these ones, I can't remember what the brand was either, but I like using these little containers for nuts and, you know, like almonds, cashews, things like that. I will put them in these little containers. I have put sauces in them before, and I don't remember them leaking, but if you've ever had a problem with these containers, if you know what they are, the brand, definitely leave them down below. I got them as a birthday gift in like this container, and I had like a whole bunch of different sizes of containers and lids. But like small lids like this, I think, or small containers like this, I think are great. Like I said, for nuts, or maybe like seeds if you're gonna put toppings on a salad or something like this. So that's those containers. From the company Rubbermaid as well, and they had smaller ones, but they're in my dishwasher right now. But these are great. They have a twistable lid, and they have like a little tray in the top that just sits right here. This is great if you want to do veggies on the bottom, maybe hummus on the top, maybe granola and yogurt on the bottom. I love that they have that little lid or that little tray for you on the top. And these ones are leak proof, which is great. I was gonna say, I think my husband had a problem with berries, frozen berries, and the juices leaked, but I could be wrong. I thought that's what he said. But if you're having like say yogurt, things like that, the lid's not gonna pop off. It is a twistable lid. It's not gonna get everywhere. So I have these sizes, and they have a little bit, a couple of, not a couple, but they do have a smaller size that I've seen. If you've seen other sizes, awesome. This is another container from that company that I was telling you about that I wish I didn't buy. I think, like I said, I think these are great if you're going on a picnic or things like that, but it takes up a lot of room in his lunch pail, and they're just, the way the sizing is, it doesn't really fit in my husband's lunch pail anyways, and I don't bring lunches to work. I come home and I eat, usually I'll eat like leftovers or whatever and then go back to work. But it is nice if you are, if you have a bigger lunch pail, or maybe you bring like a bag to school or work, then these containers are great, but you can put like a sandwich in here or whatever. You've got a lid, and then you have, two little options here to put stuff, and then it just closes like that. And you close your lid. This was the other container that they were selling at my grocery store from this company. And I really like this one. I think it's great. It's got two little containers. It's flat and skinny. And I will put carrots and hummus or things like that. I will put or I'll do, in my husband's lunch, I'll put like crackers and cheese. But like I said, I love how thin it is, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. And then I saved my last brand / container for last. It's not really brands. I did already talk about this brand in general. But that is these Ziploc containers. I love that they're twistable. They do not leak. I'm not kidding you. I put milk in here. I put all sorts of things in here, and they do not leak. And it even has measurements on here. It says 1 cup, and then up here I'm assuming is 2 cups. But they're just so great. You can put whatever you want. I put in cereal in here. I will put different, I'll put like say berries, protein powder, spinach, whatever, and I'll put it in the fridge so that it's ready to go, and all I have to do is untwist it and dump it into my blender. I don't recommend freezing protein powder. I mean, maybe you can, I've never done that before, but I have frozen berries and spinach and things like that and put it in the freezer so that I can just grab it, untwist the lid, and throw it into my blender. Alrighty, my battery's gonna die soon, so I'm gonna make this quick. These are some of the other containers I use, and they're just like a longer or a taller version. These ones have cups. These ones, it looks like goes up to 4 cups or maybe 3.5, and then it goes up to 750 milliliters right here, but it could go up to more. And I love these, like I said, they're twistable lids and they don't leak, and that is so important to me, when you can just grab a container, throw it in your bag, and not have to worry about is it gonna get all over everywhere. And then I have this container as well that I bought for like a salad. I don't really eat a ton of salads. Like I said, I come home for work, so I don't find myself using this one as much. I don't know what brand this is from, but I did get it at Walmart, and it used to have like a little lid on top that you could pull this red thing and then salad dressing would come out. But I will also use this for a cereal container if I'm on the go. This one doesn't leak as well, which is awesome. And then I have this Tupperware container that I got from somebody who works for the company Tupperware, and I don't know, like it's good. I like the size, but I don't really use it for anything. Like I don't put it in my husband's lunch or anything, but I will make like, say, rice and beans and veggies, and I'll throw it into like this kind of container and throw it in the fridge to eat for, say, lunch the next day. And then this one I bought, I kind of regret. It's really big and unnecessary. Like, who's gonna put this in their lunch? I must say though, like if my husband's running late or something like that, or maybe you have somebody who comes home at a different schedule and they come later in the night or day from work, maybe they come home at like 7 or 8. I think this is great to like store their dinner, put it in a lid, and then you know that they have like dinner ready to go. It's kind of like a lazy man, what do they call those TV dinners? It's kind of like a TV dinner, I guess, in a way, but it's just like portioned and maybe a little bit healthier, and they can just grab it out of the fridge and, you know, eat their dinner. I must say though, I used to love my Tone It Up containers, and I believe I talked about it in a favorites video, but lately I just find a hard time them snapping on the lid to the container, and these have come off and I've like almost lost them, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, like I said, I just can't seem to clip them on as easily, and then they end up, when I'm trying to push, they end up collapsing, and it drives me nuts. I still like the containers, but I do feel that you don't really need to buy these off of off their website. I don't even know if they sell anymore. I find that I found a variety of containers that I really, really like without having to go online and purchasing these ones. So that is everything for my video. I hope you really liked it. Give it a thumbs up. I make new videos every Friday at 9 a.m. I post them every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I will see you guys next video. Bye.